Hello, everybody. Hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hang on, I am just like adjusting one of my Dinobots that I took out because I was trying to transform it. But yes, hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back in. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. How are y'all doing today? How's chat doing today, guys? Because today hasn't really been all that uneventful, to be quite honest with you guys. But yeah. So today we're gonna be doing some Elder Scrolls. We probably will watch like I don't know, maybe we'll watch like some videos and stuff like that because I found some stuff that I want to show you guys. And yeah. But yeah, no, I just want to kind of get settled in, chat with you guys for a little bit. And these Transformers are absolutely spectacular. I cannot help it because I have autism and I have the mindset of a fucking child. But yes, so welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Let me see here. Actually, let me check. Let me check a couple things because I did see some stuff today that I wanted to kind of go over. So I did see some stuff that I kind of wanted to go over just a little bit because I think I saw a listing on I think it was on USA Gundam Store. I think it was either USA Gundam Store or it was another um Gunpla adjacent website that I usually go that showed off the let me see here real quick. Where did I see this at? Because I think I saw it under promotion. Yeah, I'm checking my emails real quick because so they kind of just dropped some new Gundam models from the Jaquux line. Let me see if I can find it. I could have swore it was under. Okay, it was USA Gundam Store. Okay, so I want to go over this because I didn't see this under anything else. I don't know if USA Gundam Store will let me zoom in on this. And I don't think this is on. Let me check Ami Ami real quick. Because I don't even think HLJ. Well, I think HLJ might post this new Gundam model up, but probably later. Um, and I didn't see Big Bad Toy Store post this either. So I just want to double check real quick to make sure that I'm not doxed on this website. Oop, there we go. I'm just making sure that I'm not going to get doxed on this website real quick. Because I wanted to show you guys this. And there we go. Okay. So the Gundam model in question that I'm showing you guys. So this just dropped, and this is, I'm guessing it's the upgraded form of the Jaquux. So this here is the. Let me move over to the side a little bit. Okay. Yep. So this here is the. Oh, hang on. There we go. So this right here is the Gfried or Gfred. Gfried. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm gonna say Gfried because Gfred just sounds really fucking dumb. But then again, so does Jaquux. But so I'm guessing that this right here is the I guess final upgrade of the Jaquux. And it looks good. It actually looks kind of good. It does look like an Ava unit. It does look like something I would see out of Evangelion. It even has the iconic purple, teal, not gold, but orange and green So of course Hideki Anno just cannot go anywhere like near like away from like Evangelion. But to be honest though, because I think hell might have frozen over, it's actually something that looks actually kind of decent. Like I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks pretty good. I like it. I actually like this. I might actually get this. So here on USA Gundam Store, it's gonna go for about $26, so probably 28 give or take with oh excuse me with shipping and handling and everything. And I'm trying to see, when does this come out? Pre-order. So I think this is like coming out in like what, the first quarter of, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, the fourth quarter of this year. So that's going to be around, fourth quarter is going to be around October, December. So it looks good. It actually looks really, really good. So I would pick it up if you can. But I would also kind of wait until maybe Hobbylink Japan drops this. So, yeah. Let me see here. Sorry if I'm like kind of like all over the place. I'm not kind of here. I'm kind of, I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of tired, just a teensy weensy bit. And oh, actually, I just kind of saw this too. Wait, hold on. Let me check something, because I wanted to check my. Hi, Lilac. How you doing today? I am tired. I'm a little sleepy. I'm just a teensy weensy bit sleepy. So I want to kind of go over this one, because I just saw this and it caught my eye. It's another third-party mobile suit. I'm just gaming with my sister again. Nice. What game are you playing? So I wanted to kind of go over this one as well. So this one looks really fucking cool. It's a third-party Gundam. It's called Oberon. And it looks like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of a Wing Zero almost. Like an Endless Waltz Wing Zero mixed with maybe like the Destiny. Or not Destiny, Freedom Gundam. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like an Endless Waltz Wing Zero because of the angel wings and everything, but also of the Freedom Gundam. Especially like in the head and the shoulders. But it looks really cool. Like I might I'm kind of like halfway tempted to pick this up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm halfway tempted to pick this up. I might though. I might. Let's see here. We're playing Mario Party Jamboree. Oh, okay. You guys like Mario Party? You guys like Mario Party Jamboree? But this one here goes for about $72, so probably around maybe 70. I want to say somewhere in the ballpark of like 74 with shipping and handling, depending on where you're at. But yeah, so this is like not an official, but a third party Gundam. I've never owned a third party Gundam before, so I think this might actually be my first. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is actually really fucking gorgeous. Okay. I might actually pick this guy up. This guy's actually stunning. And what I like, okay, that is just a straight up Wing Zero pose. That is just a straight up Endless Waltz Wing Zero pose. So what's really cool about this are the Dragoons. So I think my favorite part about this kit is the Dragoons. Because the Dragoons are literally just feathered ink pens. That's a really cool idea. I honestly really fucking love that. Yes, we do. We love. Nice. I also love Mario Party Jamboree. That kind of reminds me of Lilac. I need to like gather up some friends and do Mario Party again because that was fun. I haven't played Mario Party Jamboree since like my collab with Mayo, and I need to like find some people that are wanting to do Mario Party Jamboree with me. So this one's also really fucking sick. So this one, so this one is really fucking expensive. So this one's about $150. So this is the Infinity Nova Nemesis Goddess. It's another third-party Gundam, and this just looks fucking bonkers. Like this kid genuinely just looks fucking insane. I can tell right out the gate. This is probably based off of the Strike Noir. This is probably based off of the Gundam Strike Noir. Which, don't get me wrong, it's a great kit. It's a great mobile suit. But yeah, I can tell by like the pistols here, just how this thing is posed. Yeah, it's a Strike Noir. Oh god, I don't know why I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm so fucking tired. Just me and my sister play it. Okay, yeah, and that's not a problem. Like, you know, some like Mario Party is a good like family bonding game. So like, no, that's perfectly fine. Ooh, that is it's got some good posability. For it to kneel like that, that's gorgeous. That is actually fucking pretty. I honestly wouldn't get it, but like that's really good. And this one here, so this one's also a third-party mobile suit, but this one is a master grade metal frame. So it's got like a metal, so it has like a metal inner frame. So this here is the Lupus Rex. So this is the Barbatos Lupus Rex, or some people like to call it the Barbie. And honestly, this is damn good. I'm still just surprised. Honestly though, I'm very much surprised that Bandai of all people are really like taking their time dumping out all the Barbie modes. So we have the Barbatos. Then they just announced the Barbatos Lupus. And now we have, and then probably wait another like maybe 10 years until we get a master grade Barbato Lupus Rex, which is honestly like my favorite version of the Barbie. But leave it up to third party to pretty much answer the call because this is really really nice. I don't know if I will pick it up though. I don't know. Like I said, I've never dealt with a third-party mobile suit kit, but I think this actually might be this and Oberon are going to be my exceptions. I think I'll probably get Oberon first because it looks like something a little bit more closer to home, and also, you know, I don't have to deal with the metal frame. And I kind of want to like explore a little bit of here. Like, so this is USA Gundam Store. I've only ordered from them maybe like once or twice. But here, like in terms of Zoids, you do get a good selection of Zoids. In all honesty, especially Zoids that are their pre-order windows are closed on HobbyLink Japan. Which, by the way, everyone, that is today's sponsor, HobbyLink Japan. HobbyLink Japan is your #1 hobby store in the world. And the best thing about HobbyLink Japan is that it all comes straight from Japan. Use the chat command code, !HLJ, to take you directly to the website with my referral link. And if not, there's always the panels down below. Again, that is HobbyLink Japan, your number one hobby store for Zoids, Gunpla, anime figures, hobby supplies, you name it, they got it. And once again, straight from Japan. And also, today's sponsor is also Advanced GG. Advanced GG is a energy supplement company that makes a lot of great and tasty flavors. My personal favorite is the cotton candy and sour gummy worm. Now, if you also use the chat command code !GG, I'll take you directly to the website with my referral link. And also, once again, there is also the panels down below that will take you directly to the website. And also, if you use GrarlGG10 at checkout, it saves you 10% off on all online purchases. Again, that is GrarlGG10 at checkout for all online purchases. So that is the plug for today. But yeah, so like here we actually have some Zoids that you probably won't find on Hobbylink Japan. In fact, actually, if we go to Hobbylink Japan, actually, hang on for a split second because I want to see something. I'm actually going to sign out of Hobbylink Japan. Okay, so if I were to mic check. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So let's take a look at Hobbylink Japan real quick. So let me sign out. Let me just do this right here. So that will check the in stock items only for Hobbylink Japan. So if we were to go to Hobbylink Japan and compare that to USA Gundam Store. Okay, so here we go. So this is all of the Zoids that you can ask for on Hobbylink Japan. So here it's not bad. Also, thank you for the hydration, Lilac. I'll do that here in a second. Okay. So you guys can't see it because I am away. You know what? That's fine. There we go. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the hydration. All right. So, if we were to look on Hobbylink Japan, these are all the Zoids that you can ask that you can look for. So here, it's not that bad of a selection. You know, we have your standard fare. Some of these have been around for a while. So things like, hang on. You guys can't see it too well, so I'm going to shrink myself down. There we go. Okay. Close enough. Close enough. Okay. So, here on Hobbylink Japan, we have some Zoids that have been around for a bit. So we have things like the Guy Sack, which a really good kit. So we have the Guy Sack, the AZ Mulga Death Soar, the Black King Wild Liger, so the Fist of the North Star Liger. We have the Sturm Tyrann, which is still in stock, and also the Honigwolf, a damn good Zoid. This is a Zoid I cannot recommend enough. It is so good. But you are going to need the weapon pack for it just to complete it, because the Honigwolf by itself is very naked. But we also have things like the I don't know why something smells like burning. Weird. Okay. Yeah, so we have the Spider-Man Zoid, we have the Adamas Machina Berserk Fuhrer, the full set Molga. So this is the Molga with all of its weapons. We have the Venom, Death Spider, or Spy Death. I'm sorry, Spy Death. We have the Gun Sniper, which is a Zoid I do highly recommend for newbies. This is a Zoid I do highly recommend for newbies. We also have things like the Dark Horn. Really good. It's a really good brick if you want like baby's first, you know, like bigger HMM Zoid. But we also have things like the both Redler. So we have Redra and Redler. We have the Fiora, which is my personal favorite Zoid. Also highly recommended, but only if you are a little bit more knowledgeable in things like model kit building. We have the Terrorist, the Command Wolf, which is also a really good Zoid. Then we have things like the Death Stinger and Storm Sorter. So, not bad, not bad. But if we were to go to USA Gundam Store, now they have a lot of Zoids that are up for pre-order, but also Zoids that you can't find on Hobbylink Japan, at least not anymore. So if we were going to take a look, God, I cannot speak today. So if we were going to take a look at USA Gundam Store and their offerings, and I just want to sit here and say that this is not a slide at, my sponsor. This is not a slide at Hobby Link Japan. This is just kind of showing you like what is available. So if we were to go to here, so we have things like Jaeger, Schneider, and Panzer for pre-order. We have the Monster Hunter Mitsuzune and the Zoid Monster Hunter collab with the Mitsuzune. We have the Shadow Fox, which is a really, really good Zoid. Again, a Zoid that I do recommend if you are new to Zoids, or if you haven't built a Zoid in a while. Definitely the Shadow Fox is something that you can choose from. I do highly recommend it. There's the Red Horn, which is the standard. It's basically what the Dark Horn is, except it's the original variant. We have our Chronic Wolf. We have our. So this is the pre-order for the Cannon Tortoise. It's not bad. It's a little bit on the plain side. I wouldn't say boring, but it is a little bit on the blah side. It's nothing too like fancy schmancy, but it's not bad. Then we have the Schneider unit, the Panzer unit, and I think right there, and there's the Jaeger unit. So if you have a Liger Zero like I do, and you want to get the armor set, you can. This is the opportunity to do that. Or if you want to replace it like I am doing with my Schneider, that's also something you can do as well. They also have the realized model line Hellcat, which is discontinued on Hobby Link Japan. You also have Irvine's Command Wolf, which I think it is. Let me check here. Where is it at? I think that one, the order stopped for it. I think it's either the order has stopped for it or it is discontinued. Let me check here. So order stop. Yep, order stop. So you can't order it. So you would have to wait until if it's still available. You would have to wait until August. And I know the Irvine custom is very popular with fans. So you can still have a chance to pre-order it. We have things like the Blade Liger, which I think the Blade Liger is also... order stop for the Blade Liger. So really, USA Gundam Store is kind of like the place where you can go if you want like a second chance at getting some of these Zoids. We even have things that weren't even like available on Hobby Link Japan. So this here is the Garantula, and I really want to get this. So what this little guy is, so this here is the Garantula. It's a spider type Zoid. Now, what's interesting about the Garantula is that it is one of the very first Zoid models that was ever made. Like, this is the one of what we fans like to call the Whiteheads, or stick Zoids, which were basically small little wind-up Zoids that came with a wind-up motor, basically had looked like it was pieced together by sticks, and it had a Whitehead cockpit. And here, this actually came out of nowhere. Because I don't think a lot of fans really expected Kotobukiya to make this. But it's a cute little guy. I will probably get it. Maybe. I'm not sure, but probably. Just because it is a cute little Zoid. It reuses... So it reuses the old Republican head. So this is a reused piece that you would see from things like the Gordos. Not Gordos, the Godos. So the Godos and the Gaisak. And I think you can put this on the terrace too, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think you can actually put that on the terrace. But yeah, it's a cute little guy. I haven't built it. So I have not built it, so I don't know. I would have to ask my friend Phobos if he's gotten one. Because I don't like making recommendations to Zoids that I personally have not touched, just because I don't want to give like a false like promise, like I guess like a false promise or something like that, where it's like, oh yeah, this thing's really good, and then it turns out it's not. I If I've built it and if I like it enough for newer people, I would recommend it. Here, I don't know. I will get it just so that way I can say like, oh yeah, this is good. Oh yeah, this is not good. But just by looking at it, it looks good. It looks actually pretty damn decent. So we have that, and then we have this one. So this one's actually on a sale. So this one is the Raven Raptor. So it is a Rev Raptor that is done up in Midnight Blue, and it comes with a pile bunker. This one is also another really good Zoid I do recommend to people who want to just get into Zoids and they don't know where to go. This one. Just be warned that a lot of what you see is very, very, very pointy. It has drawn blood on me like a couple of times. It is small, but the good thing about the Rev Raptor and subsequently the Raven Raptor is that there are no polycaps. So none of the rubber like little inserts to hold the joints together. Nope, none of that. There's none of that, and I love it. It's a nice fresh like change of pace. And normally I don't double dip. I normally don't double dip on things, but on here though, I'll make an exception. I will definitely make an exception just because of the color is really nice. The color itself is really, really nice. And also you get this nice pile bunker unit, which can be used on other Zoids. That just looks so flipping good. Yeah, that looks so good. Actually that's not what I want to talk about just yet. Also, this is also another one too. So this one here is the Rev Raptor Night Patrol version. So it is a Rev Raptor done up in purple, purple and black with a beautiful gold pile bunker. And also, you can get the pile bunker unit by itself. And it's kind of a cool little nifty little piece. It is just basically like this big giant auger that is loaded up with a magazine, a banana clip magazine, and supposedly it's basically like propelled by a shotgun round. Basically, I love pile bunkers. They're so goofy. They're so fucking crazy, but I love them. And also for like $20, I'm not gonna lie, for like 20 fucking bucks, you can get 2 of these things, and that just looks crazy. It looks good, but it's so crazy. I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, so you can get that. Well, what else do we got here? Oh, there we go. This is actually one of the only few places that you can get the Advanced Z Fire Phoenix, so the blue one, where you can make a blue Liger Zero Phoenix. And unlike the original variant, so you can either have the one that doesn't have a cockpit, so it's like a drone head, versus one that is outfitted with a cockpit. So that's kind of a nice little addition that they made. If I were to get it, I would get it with the one for like the cockpit, just to differentiate from my regular Liger Zero Phoenix. Because I might get this just because of the fact that they are releasing an Imperial Liger Zero. So I wonder how cool this would look with a blue Fire Phoenix on a red Liger. And what's really cool though is that you can outfit it on the original release of the Liger Zero, and it comes with a flapping motion little. So this thing right here, kind of, pretty much helps out with the flapping motion gimmick. So that's really nifty. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to show you. So USA Gundam Store is actually it's a really cool place. So they sell other things besides Gundam models. Obviously, they sell Zoids, but they also do like paint. So you can order like paint stuff from there. You can order nippers. You can order figures from there. You can do like Megami devices and all these other really cool ones. This one, ooh, that one's pretty. That one's really pretty. How much is that one? Oh, that's not bad. But yeah, I kind of wanted to show you guys this. So I kind of wanted to show you guys this real quick. Let's see here real quick. Also, I'm going to put a Be Right Back screen on. I'm going to go grab something to drink real quick, and then we'll figure out what to do before we start playing Oblivion. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, chat. All right. So one other thing I kind of wanted to go. Ooh, excuse me. So one of the other things I kind of wanted to go over, right? So one of the things I wanted to go over was this. So this is in-hand images of Studio 86 Megatron. I'm so sorry, I'm eating like some snacks real quick. So yeah, so this is Studio 86 Megatron in-hand images. And this comes from, oh, excuse me. Oh, so this is from official Takara Tomy. Okay. So the one thing I've noticed about this are the legs. So, yes, here in the legs, that looks pretty egregious. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The bluish gray on here is pretty bad. Shattered Chaos, thank you so much for the lurk. So yeah, so this looks pretty bad, but the one thing I don't understand. So on here, oh excuse me. So on here, this is just the Takara Tomy version because the legs are the actual correct colors. So that's just kind of weird. But other than that, this looks pretty good. If I'm going to be quite honest with you, this looks good. I'm probably, let me see here real quick. So if I were to go here and I type in Transformers the movie. So if I were to type up Transformers the movie, here, let me click on this real quick because I think this is still up for pre-order on Hobby Link Japan. I think. Let me see here. Is it still up for pre-orders on Hobby Link Japan? Let me see here. Because it should. I don't think it would, but let me do Studio 86. It should say that it is. Or let me see if I can go through. See if I can kind of go through all of this real quick. Oh, wait, hold up. Yep, there he is. Okay. Yep. So there you go. So if you want the Takara Tomy version of this, which comes with, screen accurate colors, as opposed to that, then I would say go to Hobby Link Japan, or I think Big Bad Toy Store is offering this as well. Let me actually go and check with Big Bad. Let me see here. So let's do Transformers. Let me see here. So let's do Studio 86 figures. Here we go. So Studio 86, and let's go to, let's go here. Transformers the movie. I'm wondering if that's up for pre-order. No, it doesn't look like it. Which is kind of weird. Alright, so let's do that. And let's go look for Megatron. I'm curious here. Is it up for pre-order, or is the pre-order sold out? Because sometimes that does happen. Let's see here. Are you up for pre-order on Big Bad? Are you up for pre-order on Big Oh wait, hang on. Let's do hide in stock and hide out of stock. There we go. No, it doesn't look like it. Nope, it does not look like it. So the only place you could really get it is on where did I put it? Is on HLJ, which will run you about. Let me see here real quick. So this will run you about 61 bucks. So if you want to cough up just a little bit more cash for the Megatron that you want, then I would say get the Takara Tomy. If you want it now and you want it for cheaper, then suck it up and just get the Studio 86 version. Like, I don't know what to tell you. See, the game I've been wanting comes out to... which game is it? Which game is it? But yeah, so like in terms of like Transformer stuff, there really isn't a whole lot. Secret of the Mimic. Oh, okay. I'm not a big FNAF fan, but that sounds kind of cool though. I didn't realize they were still going. Yeah, I did not know that FNAF was still going. But yeah, so that's basically kind of all of like the toy news that I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit. It's kind of a slow day. It is kind of a slow day, but that's that's perfectly okay. So let me see here. Actually, let me do this. So I'm kind of a little bit on the paranoid side about watching videos on YouTube, just because of the fact that my so my VOD for which VOD was it? I think it was the VOD for Necrophysis. The one where I did like 6 hours. So that one got we can deny that one. But yeah, so the VOD for Necrophysis got taken down because of, I guess, one of the guys that owned the video that I was watching took it down. So I'm a little bit on the weary side on like where exactly to watch videos. But I'm trying to figure out like what can we do exactly? What can we do exactly to oh wait, hang on. Let me do this real quick. I want to put on some educational stuff for you guys. I want to put on an educational video for you guys. So let me just do that.
Hello and welcome to 7 days of...
So we'll just do that. And we'll do that. That's not it. There we go. Oh, excuse me. So, and let's transform, fit that to screen. Okay, so this here is 7 Days of Science, which is a YouTube channel that I have watched before. Now, this is also watching it on, what is it, on Twitch. So, this is, I don't know how this is going to be for, say, for YouTube. Hopefully this is going to be okay with a question mark. Hopefully this is going to be okay. Um, so let me see here. But yeah, I thought we'd watch this real quick before we get into Oblivion. So let's take a look at this.
Hello and welcome to
Hello.
7 Days of Science. In the headlines this week, extraordinary fossils have been discovered preserving the scaly skin of prehistoric flying reptiles.
Oh, okay.
The most complete stegosaur skull ever found in Europe has been revealed. An important study has shown that dehorning rhinos is an effective way to save their lives, and much more. Before we get to the news, we've got a quick announcement at the end, so stick around to help us make 7 Days of Science even better. Our top story this week is the discovery of some extraordinary fossils of prehistoric flying reptiles known as pterosaurs, which preserve remains of soft tissues on their hands and feet, allowing us to see the traces of their scales and even the webbing between their toes.
Oh, that's interesting.
These fossils come from Jurassic-aged rocks in Germany and belong to a lineage of pterosaurs called the Tinocasmatids.
Okay, so that's kind of cool because that's kind of like with what birds have. So birds also have scales on their toes. It's kind of like their last remnants of like their saurian ancestry, basically. Their non-avian saurian ancestry. So kind of like what I have. So to find that on pterosaurs, I kind of imagine that would happen. Like, I imagine that those would be a thing on pterosaurs. But that's still cool either less. But, like, especially when it comes to, like, webbing. Because I don't think anyone's ever really thought of the idea of, like, a pterosaur with, like, webbed feet. That's interesting.
A fascinating group with diverse tooth and jaw anatomies, some of which may have been suspension feeders. One of the examined specimens includes a practically complete leg and foot, while the other preserves a partial leg with a foot, plus an almost complete wing. By closely examining the feet and shining UV light on them, paleontologists have revealed incredible details of the scales that would have cushioned the toes, and even remnants of webbing between the digits.
Interesting.
Additionally, it's worth noting that the wonderful branching structures visible in these
you see it too.
don't actually have anything to do with the soft tissues of the
Oh, you can actually see it too. So right there, I believe those are the webbing. And then that right there is the scales.
The animals, they're structures called dendrites that form from minerals.
That's cool.
Out of liquids. The small, rounded, pebble-like scales on the feet of these Tinocasmatid pterosaurs are remarkably similar to the foot scales discovered in some other, more distantly related pterosaur species, such as those known from the much more ancient Rhamphorhynchus, as well as much younger Ashdarchids.
Really?
This suggests, therefore, that the anatomy of these scales was relatively conservative across all pterosaurs.
Right. So contrary to popular belief, so back then, they thought pterosaurs were flying scaly reptiles, kind of like what you would see in Jurassic Park. A good example of this is Jurassic Park 3's Pteranodon, which showed what is known as pictofibers, which pictofibers are basically feathers. They're like feathers, but not really, but they kind of are. They act like feathers. So they're very primitive feathers in a way. So that was kind of like the norm. That was like what we kind of thought of a pterosaur for like the longest time. Now that we're finding out that pterosaurs actually had feathers, or again, pictofibers. It's to kind of like help them insulate themselves while they're flying.
And structures.
Think of it as like an aviator jacket, kind of like what I have. And it's like the kind of like the feathery scruff on the back of my jacket. It's kind of what pictofibers are.
Evolving early on in the reptiles and then pretty much staying consistent throughout their evolution. This study also marks the first time that pterosaur hand scales have been reported, which is another exciting discovery.
Yeah, that's really, really exciting.
Similar to those observed on the feet, which makes sense considering that pterosaurs moved about on all fours when on the ground, and so they'd need similar cushioning for their fingers.
Yeah, so what we've kind of like understood about pterosaurs is that they would walk on, so they are reptiles, right? They are reptiles. They are, for the most part, quadrupedal. So meaning that they use all four of their appendages to walk on the floor. Because what would happen is that their wing would kind of fold up to the side. You can't see what I'm doing, but it's kind of like they would kind of like not really tuck it, but kind of like it would kind of fold and go up, like kind of like how some planes are. Because like if you've noticed, like with some planes, the plane wings will kind of fold up. You'll see this in a lot of like, say, I would say maybe like old World War II era fighter planes where the wings would kind of like unfold themselves when the planes are landing. Or a better good example are like things like I forget what it's called, the Tomcat. That's what Starscream turns into. It's kind of like that in a weird way. And what we would think they would do is that they would catapult themselves and kind of like yeet themselves into the sky, essentially. Although some we kind of theorize that they would kind of get a running start, and we've noticed like some, I think like with like Dimorphodon, is that I think they can also run on their hind legs.
Interestingly, the traces of skin webbing, which you can see here, appear not only to be present between the toes, but also to extend back between the metatarsal bones, the actual bones of the foot itself.
Huh.
This implies that the foot bones were not tightly bound together and were in fact spaced from each other at the far end, if webbing was present to stretch between these bones. Evidence of webbing being this deep back in pterosaur feet has been discovered before, but these fossils provide the clearest view of it found so far, elucidating just what webbed pterosaur feet would have looked like. So some very intriguing new data on pterosaur life appearance here, and a fantastic new study to start us off with. Up next in the
So the other thing about pterosaur wings, so I kind of want to show you guys something real quick, just to talk about like pterosaurs and whatnot. So let me see here. So let's just type in Pteranodon for an example. Excuse me. So let me grab this real quick, and I want to show you like an old kind of out of date-ish kind of look for a Pteranodon. Because I want to show you guys something real quick about just kind of how. Oh, here's a good example. We're gonna pick on Ark. If Tio were in chat, he'd probably have a good conniption fit. But yeah, so we're gonna go pick on Ark for a little bit, and we're gonna kind of pick on. Let's go to the old well and let's pick on Jurassic Park. So I want to grab the Jurassic Park, Pteranodon, because it's It's an interesting design, and show you what an actual Pteranodon. Oh, excuse me. It's like I have a burp, but it doesn't want to come out. Oh, there we go. Oh, excuse me. So let's go here. Let's go here. Oh, excuse me. There we go. Got it out finally. Oh, here we go. This is a perfect example. Okay. So let me snooze the ad. So I want to show you guys an example of like pterosaurs. and kind of like how the media just like depict them versus how they actually are. Because it's a lot of like misconceptions about them. So, oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Goddamn. Dr. Pepper, man. Okay, so this right here is an actual pteranodon. And this is their skeleton. Right, so I want to like kind of put these right here just to kind of like show you guys, right? Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a lesson in dinosaurs, right? Well, pterosaurs, because they're not dinosaurs. But for the sake of the argument, just for the sake of the argument, they're dinosaurs. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an education in dinosaurs. So this right here is a pteranodon depicted arc. Now, there's a lot of things that are wrong with this. So looking at it, right? So if I were to look at this, and if I were to compare it to the actual animal, the head is very much wrong. Just comparing it to the actual animal, the eyes are very much set really, really low for some reason. But what's really weird about it is that this pteranodon, now granted this is also a fictional species of pteranodon, but it's still depicted as pteranodon, so we're gonna go with that. So this one right here has this really weird, and it's a very deep notch, like right in the wing. Right, so this is a very deep notch in the wing. Now, really though, and just going by like just kind of like aerodynamics, basically this animal would not be able to fly. It would not. This animal would just not be able to fly like at all. Because this thing would have too much of a lift without a whole lot of, basically with a whole lot of its wing just taken straight out. So it would kind of just be sitting there like so basically it would just be kind of like flipping and flopping around on the ground. The other thing though, and this is something that is very common with pterosaurs depicted in media, are these right here. So these right here. So these, you can't see it. Let me see here real quick. So what is going on here with its arms, in particular, is this right here. So a common thing with media and pterosaurs is that they typically will say that it is so typically they'll have like the hands free, which we know now that that's not the case, and in fact the wing is actually just an elongated finger essentially. So basically what it is that it's so this would just basically just be a ginormous fucking basically like an arm essentially, or some kind of bone. Again, would not work at all. And the other thing though is here. So right here with the legs. So typically with pterosaurs is that there would be a membranous wing like membrane that would kind of go, or not a membranous. It basically, the wing membrane would go all the way down to, I want to say, about to the ankle. So essentially, what pterosaurs have, or pteranodon, I should say. So what pteranodon would have was basically like a giant wingsuit. So similar to what we would wear when we go like skydiving and stuff like that, because you can use like a wingsuit, or especially if you're going like cliff diving and you want to use a wingsuit to jump off from cliffs. It's kind of like what pteranodon has, except the wings of a pteranodon or subsequently all pterosaurs would be comprised of a giant finger that they're flapping on. So basically, I don't know how this animal is able to fly. There is somehow, some way in Ark, this animal is able to fly by probably pure voodoo, right? Now with let's just say the Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon, or just the Jurassic World Pteranodon, which again, not I quite don't like this design. So with this, we're close. So we're close-ish to what an actual Pteranodon would look like. So in life, the Pteranodon, we'll start with the wingtip. So in life, the Pteranodon would actually have a rounded wingtip, and this would go all the way down to the ankles, which this one does not have. It still has the classic trait of basically the wing membrane stop right at the butt. And I'll give credit where credit is due to Jurassic Park. They actually don't have teeth in this Pteranodon, whereas Jurassic Park 3's Pteranodon does, which literally goes against what the animal's named after. It literally just means the toothless one, if I remember correctly. Toothless mouth, I think, something like that. Basically, its name derives from it being, it doesn't have teeth. So, anyway, so as I was saying, so here with the skeleton of a Pteranodon, right? So with the skeleton of a Pteranodon here, we can kind of see that the kind of like how this would go is that, like I said, this whole thing right here, this whole wing assembly is literally just a giant finger. So that's your hand, and that right there is kind of an offshoot of a finger, basically. And how this animal would land, and I think I saved an image of it. So let me see here. Did I save an image of a Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon? Because I saw one where it was roosting. Hang on, let me find one real quick. I don't want to use the Jurassic World Pteranodon. I don't like it. I'm gonna be real, I quite don't like it. So I'm not a fan. Yeah, I am not a fan of it. So this is pretty much how a Pteranodon, or at least a pterosaur, would in fact be roosting, essentially. So their wings, because their wings are a finger, they will be folded up off to the side. Again, like some World War II era, I think some modern jets do this as well, but there were some old propeller-based airplanes, basically, that would kind of fold up their wings in the same manner. And pterosaurs pretty much do the same thing. But with pterosaurs, they would basically just rocket themselves, or just catapult themselves into the sky, essentially. So, I just wanted to show that off and go on a little bit of a tangent. Okay. So, let us continue on with the video. I know I went completely off the rails, and I do apologize for that. I just wanted to talk about pterosaurs, because pterosaurs are fascinating animals. Okay, so let's continue.
Technology news of the week, there's been another fantastic pterosaur discovery, as a new species of these prehistoric flying reptiles has just been named. Funnily enough, it's a new type of Jurassic Age pterosaur that was also uncovered in Germany, found in the same kinds of rocks as the feet and hands, the Solnhofen limestone. The
Oh,
fossil
okay.
itself is only a part of an upper jaw, yet it preserves a beautiful row of teeth, and it's distinctive enough for paleontologists to determine what kind of pterosaur it was, as well as to establish that it's from a previously unknown species. They've
Okay.
called it Spathognathus roperi, with Spathognathus translating as spatula jaw, a fitting name for this animal, as the fossil indeed shows how the jaw expands into a spatula shape at the tip. Spathognathus is another member of the Ctenochasmatid family of pterosaurs.
So this is one of the reasons why I love pterosaurs, is because a lot of them are really fucking weird because of the fact that they had to. So some of these pterosaurs kind of like filled in the niches of like a lot of like wading birds of today. So some of them took on the roles of like spoonbills and herons and cranes. And a lot of them kind of experimented with with, as you can see here, with a lot of like different types of like teeth teeth formations. The one like right here, pterodostro. So this is basically its bottom jaw. So if I remember correctly, this is the pterosaur that has like baleen like teeth in its lower jaw that kind of let it like filter feed almost, which is really flippin' bizarre. And a lot of these just have absolute bonkers like teeth, like basically teeth like formations. They're really weird because of the fact that they all kind of filled in the same niches, like wading animals or something is similar to that. So this is just like why I love like evolution.
Pterosaurs, a group that, as mentioned earlier,
And pterosaurs,
has
I just love
very
them.
intriguing jaw and tooth anatomies that suggest at least some of these creatures were suspension feeders, filtering out tiny animals from the water by trapping them between their tightly packed teeth. However, Spathognathus has teeth suited to consuming harder prey items, potentially shellfish, as the teeth are more widely spaced and actually have cutting edges. So it shows that these pterosaurs were remarkably diverse in their feeding methods, and adds another species to our record of this fascinating Jurassic lineage. Also in the recent paleontology news, scientists have published their analysis of an extraordinary fossil discovery, the most complete skull of a stegosaur ever found in Europe. It was uncovered in Spain in late Jurassic aged rocks dating to approximately 150 million years ago. The fossil includes the back half of the dinosaur's skull, preserving the skull roof, which features distinct openings where muscles would have attached.
So stegosaurs are just are kind of cool just because of like just how widespread they are, and each one of them is really interesting to look at, especially things like kentrosaurus, tuangosaur. Let me think here. Miragaia is one of them. Stegosaurus itself, and funny enough is that so with stegosaurs for a long time we had no like scientific name for the end of their tail. We actually did not. So what happened was that there was a comic about a bunch of cavemen sitting around and looking at a stegosaur's tail spike, and they were saying like I think it was like in memory of like Thag, who died from like a stegosaur or something like that. So after that, the official term for a stegosaurus's spiked tail is a thagomizer, and that is amazing because it just came from one joke.
Due to the well-preserved condition of the fossil, paleontologists have been able to determine that it belongs to the stegosaur species Dacentrurus armatus, which is also known from other European countries. The researchers have also revised our understanding of stegosaur evolution thanks to the new data provided by the skull. They found that stegosaurs can be divided into two main lineages.
It's kind of weird to think that stegosaurs did actually have like pretty decently long necks.
The stegosaurids and the hyungosaurids, and they've officially named a new group of stegosaurids, which they call Neostegosauria. So this incredible skull has helped massively to clarify the evolution.
And if you can see there, yeah, the closest like living relatives of stegosaurs are ankylosaurs. So honey, by technicality, is related to stegoleaf. They're like distant cousins.
and we now have an even better understanding of these fantastic dinosaurs. Our next story transports us to ancient China and explores the early domestication of pigs. A study published this week in the journal PNAS has analysed the dental calculus, which is mineralised plaque, from 2 sites in the lower Yangtze River region in South China, both dating back to the early Neolithic stage of human development. Together, these sites contain evidence from between 8,300 to 7,000 years ago. Within this dental calculus, the researchers discovered indications that wild boars were consuming cooked foods and human-associated waste, suggesting human-pig interaction on several levels, including scavenging near human settlements.
Because you gotta think, chap. You gotta think, like, if you want to look at, like, everything, like, in, like, the grand scheme of history, we basically just started domesticating animals. Like, we just started domesticating, like, dogs and cats and horses. Like, it hasn't been very long. So that's kind of cool, though, that we actually got to see, like, the earliest known, like, true domestication of pigs.
And the early domestication of pigs. Interestingly, this also included wild boar foraging completely beyond human influence. The researchers predict that wild boars were often drawn to larger human settlements as humans established themselves, cultivated food, and generated considerable waste that could be scavenged. The boars that were less aggressive towards humans would have been more likely to be domesticated, which
that sounds
began
about
to
right.
pave the way for the domestication of boars into the pigs we recognize today. This
I mean, like, that honestly sounds about
the
right.
Early interactions of a now familiar domesticated animal. In other news, astronomers have captured a fascinating image that they believe could be a gas giant still forming around its star. The star in question is RIK 113, located about 431
Space is
away
always so
from our own
fascinating.
system. A protoplanetary disk from this system was uncovered by a paper published last year, but this team used a different telescope, ESA's VLT. That's Very Large Telescope.
Oh, I thought he said, like, BLT. So I kind of, let me see here. Because I don't want to watch, like, the entire thing just because I'm afraid of, like, being copyright struck. So I kind of want to go over, like, the rhinos.
In other news, an important study has recently been published that assesses the effectiveness of various conservation efforts aimed at saving rhinos from poaching. It finds that only one of these efforts, the actual removal of the rhino's horn from the living animal, has significantly reduced the loss of these creatures.
Yeah, because, so that's the other thing, chat, is that, like, so what poachers would do is that they would kill the rhino and then just saw off the horn and then just leave the carcass. Now, poachers won't be hunting a rhino if it doesn't have a horn because of the fact that the horn is what they want, because that is ivory. Same thing with tusks from an elephant. And if I remember correctly, there was something that was saying that elephants are, I believe, starting to evolve by themselves to be born without tusks, or at least African elephants are starting to be born without tusks, and the reason why is because of us. And we'll probably see the same thing with rhinos too, because, like I said, and like what he just said, basically, like if you just saw off the horn of a rhino, the poachers don't have anything to go with. So we can save the last few remaining, like, rhino species that we have, because rhinos for like a good few millions of years, they were pretty widespread. In fact, if memory serves me right, you have Paraceratherium, which was one of the largest living land animals to date, being dwarfed only by sauropods, and it was a rhino. So rhinos are a really fascinating species.
The study documented the poaching of nearly 2,000 rhinos from 2017 to 2023 across 11 southern African reserves, and examined how different anti-poaching methods impacted the survival of these animals. The researchers found that although most investment is focused on initiatives like rangers, tracking dogs, and detection cameras, which do lead to the arrests of poachers, there was no statistical evidence showing that these methods actually reduce poaching. The sheer demand for Rhino Horn, the involvement of criminal syndicates, and the corruption of law enforcement.
Which, another thing is, like, I think people use so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think people use Rhino Horn. So I think people use Rhino Horn for, like, I want to say like I think it's like an aphrodisiac or a type of Chinese herbal medicine. It's one of the two. And I think that's the same thing that goes for like pangolins, because pangolins are also seeing like a butt ton of poaching, because Chinese still believe in like a lot of these like quote unquote herbal medicines from like centuries ago.
Mean that even with these risks, poaching persists, and in many cases succeeds. According to this research, only dehorning live rhinos, thereby removing the reward, was able to reduce poaching, and quite dramatically too, by about 78%.
But see, my biggest problem with this is that I mean again, they still got the little horn there, but like, my biggest thing about this is that if we get rid of their horn, then what's going to protect them from predators? That's what I want to know. Because I know their horn is keratin. It's the same thing that your fingernails are made out of. But does the horn grow back? And if it doesn't, what is the alternative for them to defend themselves from predators? Because that's what their horn is meant for. Back from my gaming session. Well, welcome back, Lilac. We're just talking about rhinos.
Dehorning must be undertaken regularly, as some poachers will still target the regrowing stumps. It's unfortunate that this must be done to the animals, but the valuable data from this long-term study demonstrates that it is an effective means to save
I'm glad that you had fun. Who
won
this time?
Their species. Finally, for the news this week, a new study has shown that acidification is impacting our oceans more significantly than previously thought. And has been described as a ticking time bomb. Are you
very good at Mario
Ocean
Party?
Acidification occurs when carbon dioxide is rapidly absorbed by seawater.
Okay, so we're going to put a cap on that one. We're gonna put a little bit of a cap on that one. So let me see here. What other kind of like fun little videos can we watch? What other like little fun videos can we just sit down and watch? Let me see here. What's another good little fun video that we could sit down and watch? I'm proud of you, Lilac. I'm proud that you're very good at Mario Party. I pat you on the head and call you a good girl, but yeah, no, like I'm proud of you, Lilac. I'm proud that you're very good. I'm trying to see what is another good video that we can sit down and watch. What's another good one we can sit down and watch? Before we just jump straight into Also, I just want to sit here and say thank you guys so much for helping fund the full armor Gundam. So I woke up this morning to finding out that you mad lads, you a bunch of amazing, lovely people, have fully funded the full armored the master grade full armor Gundam, and I kind of want to go over that real quick. because there are some stuff that that I kind of wanted to go over real quick before I actually like build it. So apparently, and this is the part that's kind of a bit of a bitch. So by the looks of it, there's gonna be like little tiny like what people like jokingly call like trash bags that you put over the joints. And I have also been told that this thing is a hand grenade. I have been told that this Gundam is an absolute hand grenade. But I also, so the other thing that I want to do is that I also want to paint it. So I kind of want to paint it to look like the older Full Armor Gundam. So the Full Armor Gundam in question is from a Gundam Thunderbolt, which is the mic check. Okay. Yeah, I keep accidentally Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I keep accidentally unplugging my mic. So, let me see here. So, let's just do Full Armored Gundam. So Gundam Thunderbolt is from the first retelling, or not retelling, alternative timeline of the Universal Century. And it features the Full Armored Gundam. I think it's the first time we ever really get to see the Full Armored Gundam in an anime form. Because we have a Full Armored Gundam, but I don't think it was ever in an anime format. But we do have things like figures of it. We have model kits of it. We have all of this stuff, but we have never really got to see it in an anime. The Full Armored Gundam from the anime is kind of fucking bonkers, and I love it. I absolutely love the anime version of the Full Armored Gundam. So this here is the Full Armored Gundam from Gundam Thunderbolt. Now, this. Let me see here. So this here is the original Full Armored Gundam. And I really, really want to paint it in that color scheme because it looks really nice. I'm just a sucker. I am a whore for military green. And let's see here. Does the glue come with the kit, or do you gotta buy it separately? And does it have to be a specific kind of glue, or does it need that? So, okay, so Lilac. So that is a good question. So when it comes to Gundam models, technically you do not need glue. You, technically speaking, do not need glue. You can just snap it together, and bada bing, bada boom. You have your Gundam kit. Now, there will be pieces that will fall off that you can use glue, and the question of like what kind of glue, just use super glue. Like you could use Gorilla Glue, Crazy Glue, any kind of super glue that you want, you can use if you want to glue in pieces. That's my recommendation. But on the whole, no, you don't need. Technically speaking, you don't need glue. You can just snap it together. Just like painting. Painting is also not necessary. Also, same thing with panel lining. Panel lining is also not really necessary for a Gundam kit. You can do it. It makes it look nice, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And that's one of the glorious things about model kits and stuff like that. And Lilac, if you are looking into getting a Gundam kit, there are things called entry grades. There are what are known as entry grade kits. And we're going to go back to today's sponsor at Hobbylink Japan, the wonderful, wonderful people at Hobbylink Japan. Because Hobbylink Japan has those. And they're cheap. They are cheap. So entry grade model kits, like entry grade Gundam kits, you literally could get them for cheap. They're easy. Let me see here. Yeah, here we go. So entry grade kits. Like, we're talking like some pretty dirt cheap model kits. Not to say that they're bad, right? I'm just gonna throw that out there. Not to say that they're bad. They're actually pretty good. Hopefully that answers your question. Let me see here. So high grade build divers. We have entry grade kits. Mobile suit G-frame. I need to find the entry grade kits. That's Gundam Generations. I don't think Hobbylink Japan, or not Hobbylink Japan. I don't think Big Bad I don't think Big Bad Toy Store has entry grade kits. I do not think so. That's a bummer. Okay. So okay. There we go. Okay. So I'm just gonna pull these up. Okay. So nope, that's not it. Although I will be part of this charity group, by the way. I will be doing this on the 29th, and that is going to be for Plastic Model Weekenders 25, and I will be streaming at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna die. Okay, that is not it. Here we go. Okay. So this here is an entry grade kit. So very simple, very cheap, not a lot of detail, and that's okay. All you literally do is just snap together. That's all you do. No glue, no glue, no paint, no nothing. You just snap it in. And a lot of the pieces already come together. So there's not like a lot of like smaller, like itty bitty pieces, which is a good thing. Now the two flavors that you can get on Hobbylink Japan for entry grade kits for beginners are things like the new Gundam, which I do recommend. I love the new Gundam. It's an amazing Gundam design. Although you don't get the funnels, but that's okay though. That is perfectly okay. Now, for what you're getting, that's not bad. This is not bad of a kit. I don't think you get beam sabers though. That's the thing. I don't think you get beam sabers, but that is perfectly 100% a-okay. And here is the model kit itself broken down into its various components. Again, no beam saber effect parts, which again, that is fine. That is perfectly a-okay. And here we have the Wing Gundam, which this looks a lot better than the new Gundam, but again, for a basic entry kit, it's not bad. It's not bad at all, actually. So I will actually be building my backlog So right now I don't have. Well, I do have some Gundam. So I do have some Gunpla and some model kits on the backlog. It's just right now I am trying my best to. I'm trying my best to like build it back up again, because for a bit I actually had a quite a substantial amount of like Gunpla in the backlog. But for now, I don't. I only have like maybe like 9 kits on the backlog, which sounds quite substantial, but if you're doing content creation, not particularly, I guess. So let me go ahead and just do this. So we'll do Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. Hopefully Steam, because I know Steam has been kind of, now I know from like Jay, Steam has been kind of fucky because of like he wanted to stream and his game kind of conked out on him. And I'm wondering it's the same for us as well, because of Oblivion is not wanting to load. Yeah, it's for. Yeah, I think Steam is having some issues today. Oh, it's downloading. Wait, it's downloading content. Wait, hold up. Is Oblivion having like an update? Is Oblivion having an Yeah, okay, so Steam is giving me the business too. Okay, hang on, let me do something. Hi Katsuna, how you doing? Yeah, for some reason Steam is not wanting to cooperate with me. Mic check. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I need to get a new cable for my mic. Yeah, so I don't know what it is. Steam has just been kind of stinky for me, because now Steam doesn't even want to pull up. Hell, neither does my task manager. There we go. Okay, now it wants to pull up. Okay. So, let me just... Well, see, if I close out Steam, will that also close out... Will that also close out YouTube Studio? That's what I want to know. Reserving space. Wait, hold on. What do you mean by reserving space? Wait, what? Hold up. Wait, hold up. I thought I had Elder Scrolls Online, or Oblivion. Hold up. Let me see here real quick. Manage. Oh, I guess it's updating. I guess it's updating. The fuck? I was gonna say, Katsuna, was like Elder Scrolls like having an update today? I don't know if you're still in chat, but yeah, was Elder Scrolls having an update today? Because it's like downloading like an update for me. Okay, well, I guess we're I guess we're not playing Elder Scrolls today then. I guess. Okay, I mean, let me see here actually. Yeah, we're chat. I'm gonna be real. Chat. We're probably not gonna be playing Elder Scrolls today. Just looking at like the amount of time it's gonna take to download. Yeah, yeah, we ain't playing Elder Scrolls today. we are not playing Elder Scrolls today, chat. So okay, so we're gonna have to make do with what we got here, I guess. Yeah, so we're gonna have to make do with what we got. So also, hi Lowers Gaming dude. How are you doing today? Hello YouTube chat. How you doing today? So we are gonna we'll probably have to play another game. If not, then we'll probably just watch like some videos or something like that. Because I'm looking at the download time for, I guess it's an update. I got about 5 hours. Yeah. So, it's mainly just because like I'm also on VTube Studio. So yeah, this thing is gonna be chunky. So I honestly don't know what to do now because I was kind of banking on everything to play Elder Scrolls today, but since Elder Scrolls is not going to be a thing, let's see here, what can we do to remedy this? Let's see here, what shall we do to remedy and rectify this? What shall we do? If anything, this might just be... If anything, chat, this honestly just might be a short stream today. Just because of... Well, just because everything just pretty much just went tits up. Because I was kind of banking on Oblivion today. But yeah, you know, we'll probably make this a short stream today. Yeah, we'll probably... Let me see here. Yeah, we'll probably just go ahead and make this into a short stream. Well, actually, let me see here real quick. Let me see what I can do in the process. See if I can... So let me, because I want to see if I can find, something for us to watch for the time being. Nah, you know what? We'll probably just go ahead and make it a short stream. Yeah, we'll probably just go ahead and make it. Just because that kind of took a little bit of a the wind out of my sails, just a teensy weensy bit, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, like I said, I was kind of just banking on Oblivion, but yeah, just looking at Oblivion. Oh, is it corrupted? Wait, hang on. Let me see here real quick. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're definitely not gonna be playing Oblivion. I'm gonna have to uninstall and reinstall this. Yeah, we are definitely not going to be playing Oblivion today. Which really, really sucks. So let me see here. What game shall we play? What game shall we play? Like I said, we'll probably just kind of just. Well. Yeah, we'll probably just go ahead and end it. Yeah, sorry, chat. It's just, it kind of killed my buzz because I was kind of banking on Oblivion today. We're gonna go ahead and raid into Doc J since he's always raiding me, and now it is my turn to raid him. So I will catch all of you lovely people tomorrow because I will be collabing with my friend Hollow for his birthday tomorrow, and we're gonna be playing Party Animals. So that one's gonna be a lot of fun. So until then, all of you lovely people, I'll catch you all next time, and let's go ahead and say hi to Jay.